Good morning, cats and kittens, pups and pooches. It's Susie Q96 with yet another unscheduled live stream. Well, it was sort of supposed to be scheduled for last night, but when I got done metal detecting yesterday after not being out for a while, my body just said, heck no, you need to rest. So rest I did. I even slept until almost 9:30 this morning. Got up just long enough to send a text to my friend that I wasn't going to church and took my meds. And so I even missed the beginning of Florida Thunder digging with Rob, but I got there in time to make a duck race. So anyway, I still got today, while I'm recuperating from my adventure yesterday, I've got 9 more rolls of pennies left from the penny box, and then I got to roll them all up so I can take them back to the bank tomorrow. The bank, I dread going to the bank. Anyway, those of you who have been following the bank saga know why. So anyway, I got 9 rolls of pennies here. We're gonna see what turns up. The last good find we had is still sitting under the scope, which was 1917 Wheatie that came from the box. I'm going to have to move it now. But the best find thus far in the roll was this little doobie that turned up as an ender in the box on one of the rolls, an 1899 Indian head. Looks like somebody shot him in the head up in this area. He's a little slick, but he's still an Indian. Happy to find that. Don't find them too often. Good morning, Paula Abrams. How are you? Let me see. Oh, yeah, I want to open the Nightbot because we might do one round of cats versus dogs for a giveaway. Poor Florida Thunder. He did not understand my greeting this morning when I said cats and kittens, pups and pooches. It's a reference to us playing cats versus dogs. A little game I made up. Everybody's kind of playing the same games, and so I tried to come up with something different. And we've been playing cats versus dogs on my channel for over a year, probably almost 2 years now. So I keep trying to change the game around a little bit. Like the current version, not only are there cats and dogs in there and the jokers that give you double entries in some contests, but there's also the crazy cat lady in there now who came out of a deck of old maid cards, and she has all kinds of special things that get assigned to her. So we're just going to keep that game going because it's different. It's different, and it's a little more personally interactive than the duck races. And I do duck races from time to time. I have for quite a bit, but I've been trying to come up with different things. Don't, Susie Q can't be like everybody else. I just can't. That's not how I roll. Never have been like everybody else. Anybody that's ever known me will tell you that. Part of it is just that I'm a slight bit eccentric. But part of it too is that I was raised differently than a lot of people, and I just have different ideas about things. Oh, come on, pennies. I can't get the pennies out of the roll. Mary! Hi, Mary. Did you get out detecting this weekend? Oh, I overdid it so badly. I didn't intend to, and I did actually take a 45-minute break in the middle, but I haven't been getting a lot of exercise, and so my body is letting me know that I kind of overdid it. I was not anticipating the ground being so hard. I've never really encountered the ground being super duper hard here in Virginia like it was down in Georgia. But yesterday I thought I was back in Georgia digging in the baked red clay. I mean, the ground was really, really hard. And it's my arms and shoulders that are tired from, I mean, I had a hard time on a couple of them. I just gave up. I couldn't even get the shovel in far enough to get down to the signal. But I was finding some things. I gave one item away to a little girl, but I do have pictures of it. It gave me fits. It wasn't anything important. It just gave me fits because it was so small. It was a piece, just the very edge, maybe not even a quarter inch of a zinc penny. Talk about a strange sound that was, because it wasn't the whole penny. It was just this little tiny piece. And this little girl and her grandmother had been watching me dig it and watching me dig it. The little girl was very interested. And when we did finally find it, yes, that is eccentric with a capital E. Oh, yeah. The ground, Mary, was so dry. It's hard. Yeah, it kind of takes some of the fun out of it when you got to struggle that hard. But I was having a good time. I did find a couple interesting things and a lot of junk. I was working with a different coil, not the standard coil, and it's a good coil, but I don't think it's a good coil for where I was. So when I go back there the next time, I'm either going to put the standard coil back on or I'm going to put my sniper on. I wasn't picking up some of the signals the way that I normally do in that particular area. And I was with two friends of mine, both of whom use Equinox 600s. So on a couple of occasions, I had my friend Fig. You hear me talk about Fig once in a while. His name's Anthony Newton. We call him Fig Newton. But like he found a platinum ring. Well, I've never found one before. Oh, not a platinum. I'm sorry, an 18K white gold, and I have never found 18K before. So had him throw that down on the ground so I could compare VDI numbers and stuff. And I had him put a couple other things down. And then in one case, he had a penny signal, and I went over it with this coil, and I could hear it, but I could just barely hear it. It wasn't really picking it up well. So I don't think this coil is appropriate for where I was hunting, and I'm going to remember that for the next time. I'll make a note of that in my book. Don't use that coil down there because it just isn't. It isn't the most efficient one I have for that area. And probably next week, I'm going to have to find out how much it's going to cost to fix my simplex. My simplex works, but it has about a ½ an inch crack in the screen, despite my best efforts with putting a screen cover on it and doing everything I can, keeping it in a bag. It still managed. Somebody smacked something into the bag, and I ended up with a boo-boo, which moisture could get in there, and I don't want that. So I got to find out how much it's going to cost to fix. And if it's going to cost too much, I'm not going to spend the money. Like if it's going to cost $200 to spend to fix a $250 detector, obviously that's not a sound investment. So I'll just have to be careful with it and save up and buy another one and keep this as a backup unit. Another 82. But we'll see. I do not know. I've never had to send a detector in for repairs in the past. Yeah, see, Mary, that was why I enjoyed your uh, your comparison video so much. And I'm working on that with the simplex. Since I now have all 3 of the coils, I can do that comparison. I can go over the exact same area with all 3 coils. I can discuss the pros and cons of each one for each different type terrain that I am in. This particular park is, I call it Trash Nasty Park, because they've had so many events down there, and it's an old park. It's been around since the late 1800s, early 1900s in some form. And they have had everything there from horse races to fiddlers conventions to lawnmower races, demolition derbies. They let people camp there in their motorhomes during some of the music events. And so there is just a lot of trash. I still pull out every time I go, and no matter how often I try to weed them out, I still pick out beaver tail pop lids, and they haven't made those forever. But there's so many of them in there, you cannot weed them all out. And on the simplex, they ring up in an area very close to where small gold rings would ring up. So you're tempted to skip them when they sneak through, but you gotta look, because you just know if somebody may have lost something besides their pull tab. So the temptation is there. Now, yesterday I was using, yeah, well, the sniper coil is the next one on the list. I started out with the stock coil that came on the machine. And then yesterday I had the one that is supposed to help you get the deeper signals. And I didn't really see that happening. And it could be just because the soil was so hard packed and dry. So I probably will give it one more chance after it's rained. But the next one I plan to do with that is the sniper coil. I was, as I told my friends, I'm saving the best for last. Yeah, it is like concrete, Paul. It's when I release the video, you'll see me, and I've got, in the first part of it, I didn't have my big shovel with me because I had just gone up in a tot lot. Okay. And then when we went down in the field, that's when I really started having trouble, was when we went down by where the soccer fields were. And the ground was so hard. I'm jumping on my big shovel. My root assassin will not go in the ground. Okay, you live in Virginia on the northern neck on an iron outcropping. When wet, it's nothing but red gumbo. I would prefer the red gumbo to the concrete. We had rain yesterday morning, and so I was hoping that it would have softened things up a tad, but no, it was still, we hadn't had any rain for long enough that it really didn't help. Oh, it's the Mikey report. It's the Mikey report. The menu is being served. Well, there was nothing in that roll of pennies, I tell you right now. It's the Mikey report. So what do you think?
Hey, Mikey!
Mikey just likes food. I think we all know that. Scrambled eggs and sausage. Didn't feel like getting out of bed. What, somebody bring you a tray, Mikey? Oh, my boy, you are something. You're a piece of work. Yeah, so anyway, my next trip down there, I'm gonna do the sniper coil, unless I have to send this detector off for repair, in which case I'm still gonna do a sniper coil, but it's gonna be on my brother's 22-year-old, only used 5 or 6 times, Bounty Hunter Discovery 3000. Uh, because he did get the sniper coil for that. And you can't even find those sniper coils anymore. That coil is worth more than the machine. But I do have that machine that I'm going to do a whole series with, where I'm going to go back over areas. I'm going to go to some fresh areas. I'm looking at the mint mark. Looking at the mint mark. Because it's weird looking. Almost looks like a D over S, but 79's not a year for that. But it certainly looks like one. Hey, Petey, welcome. Yeah, we were just talking about attempting to dig in basically concrete. I'm going to lay this one aside. There's something odd about that mint mark that I want to take a second look at. So I have a little plastic tube I'm putting pennies I want to revisit into. But yeah, I've got that machine that belonged to my brother. He took immaculate care of it, and he only used it a few times. It was something he bought to take along in his motorhome, because they used to like to go all over the place in the RV, and that was just one of the things that one of the little toys they took along with them. So 2 years ago, March of 2020, when I went down to Florida to detect with a bunch of different people, and then COVID hit, and I had to cut that trip a little short. But anyway, when I was down there, my brother is no longer physically able to get out and detect anymore, so he gave me all of his equipment. And then, like I said, COVID hit like maybe 3 days, 2 days after I left my brother's, and I was over on the west coast of Florida. Spring break was starting, and they came on the news with how all these cases were already starting to spread in Florida through the college kids coming for the break. So I cut my trip short, and headed back home because I'm high risk. So I canceled my beach hunt with Florida Thunder digging with Rob, but he and I went on some permissions he had up in Tarpon Springs instead. And in prospecting morning.
Hey, Mikey!
Mikey, get out of my screen. Mikey likes everything. The kids say he doesn't like anything, but Mikey really likes everything. Get out of there, Mikey. I have a shortcut key. I'm going to have to figure out how to change the shortcut, because the shortcut key for Mikey is the space bar. And every once in a while, I'll just bump it with my arm, and Mikey will suddenly jump up on the screen, start telling us what he likes. I'm not sure. I put that one aside, and I'll look at it again later when I can get my jeweler's loop and some other stuff out, and when I've got more people in the stream and we can get more opinions. Maybe I'll put it up on the screen tomorrow night during the Lodo coin collecting show, and we'll take a look at some of those that I set aside. Having prunes, pineapple, and whole wheat baby cereal. Ugh. The pineapple, I love pineapple. I don't know if I could go for the prunes though. I don't need them. We'll just put it that way. I don't need prunes. Let's go in the copper hopper with that. Yeah, I have a very strange diet as well because I have some pretty serious gastrointestinal issues. But prunes are something I don't need. I have the other problem, one that requires no assistance. 71D. Copper hopper. Well, I know what's missing. A couple things are missing here this morning on the show. And I'm kind of dragging a little bit today. I waited and waited and waited for the doctors to tell me that I could get out and detect again. And once I was able to, I overdid it just a tad because I just didn't want to come home. First Tony was down there, and then our other friend Tommy came, and so there were 3 of us out there with different detectors and different styles of detecting. And I was so happy to be out there, and the weather was beautiful, and I just didn't want to stop. There we go. Now we're in better shape. We got a little rocking background music, got the fan on. Oh, yeah. I feel much better now. But my body is a little stiff and sore today. Mostly, I thought it was going to be my legs because, I had to learn how to walk all over again a year ago. And so I thought it was going to be my legs that were going to be sore, but it's not. It's my shoulders and back from trying to dig in that petrified soil. I mean, it was so hard. And it wasn't just me, because the guys were complaining too about how difficult the digging process was. But when I left, they were both still out there, but I told them, I said, look, I don't want to overdo it. And they were asking me if I was coming to church, and I said, I don't know. We'll see how I feel when I get up in the morning. Well, when I woke up, I almost couldn't get up because I was so stiff. So I just sent them a text saying, maybe next week. I'm not coming this week. Little too much for me. But, it was fun. Okay, this is a 92. It's not a very pretty one, but we're going to flip it over, see if we have our close AD, or AM, I'm sorry. And as you can see, in America, they are not close. On a close, the bottoms of the A and the M would be touching, or a hairline between. Not that much space. So we struck out there. Hi, Jane Feller. How are you today? How's everything up in Motor City? Yeah, just trying to finish these pennies up so we can. We got a 2009 here, so it's going to be part of the Lincoln series. Which one did we get? Oh, there's Mr. Lincoln. Tall, skinny drink of water there. Put him up here with the keepers. I'm hoping for another Indian head, but I hope I don't have any kids in here, because I'm going to say something my dad used to say. He used to say, you could wish in one hand and SHI in the other and see which one fills up the fastest. My dad was something. But anyway, yeah, I'm not holding my breath on getting 2 Indian heads out of one box. It was sure nice to get one. Had not had that happen on. I haven't done a whole lot of boxes, but I've never had an Indian head in any of the ones that I have done. So we'll be celebrating that as probably the high point of the box, followed by the 1917 Wheatie. Unless something better shows up, I would have no objection to that. Yes, I am. I was born in 1953. And by 1963, I was a die-hard rock and roll fanatic. I have never changed. I've been a hippie kid, and now I'm 70, and all the old people in the building I live in hate me because I don't conform to their politics. I don't conform to their taste in music. I don't dress like them. I don't walk like them, talk like them. I don't drive the same kind of cars. I have a bumper sticker they find offensive. Yep, I'm everything they don't want in their neighborhood. Looking for the white AM, didn't get it. Now I gotta ask you, how offended would you be if someone had a sticker on their car from the library that just says, read? We have a community room, and I took some books down there, you know, that anybody could take and enjoy. Hey, furry. So anyway, I took some books down there, and there were already some there. And I had borrowed a couple out of there. I took them back. And so I'm taking the other ones back, you know, and making a little library thing. And this one lady told the maintenance guy, oh, just take those and throw them in the trash. We don't read here. Huh? Throw the books in the trash because we don't read here? Yeah. That was about 2 months after I moved in here, and I thought, oh my gosh, what have I done? I actually have had to install security cameras in my living room window that face out into the parking lot because my car's been vandalized. You know, and people say, well, why do you want to move? Well, maybe that's why, because people don't read here. It explains a lot about their ignorance, though. Who says that? We don't read? Throw the books away? Weirdos! And they think I'm weird. But yeah, I am a different species, and I'm different than other family members as well, right? And I have so many strange health issues. Is my Dawn here? Oh, there's my Dawn. There's my Dawn. She knows about these weirdos. Anyway, yeah. I am definitely, I have so many weird medical problems that one of my doctors calls me her alien patient. And the thing is, I'm glad I'm not the same as everybody else. I think that would be horribly boring if we were all the same. Ooh, that's a pretty 66. Nice, and still has a little bit of glowworm glimmer on it. It's not too scratched up. Actually, it looks pretty nice. I think I'm going to set that one aside and check it against some ones that are in some books that I have, and because that's probably better than some of them. Yeah, that was a real nice 66, wasn't it, Petey? That thing was almost sanitary. There's a 67. It's nice, but it's not nearly as nice as that 66 was. That thing was a beaut. Goes in copper. Yeah, so I'm just taking it easy today because I did overdo it a tad on the detecting. I got something I have to look up that I found while I was out there. I found a I think it's a collar insignia. It's military, but it's modern military. It's brass, and I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what the emblem on it signifies, so I'm gonna have to look that one up. But one of the things I found interesting about it is that, you know, the little pin back things that go on them. Usually when you find something like that, it's because the pin backs have come off. But I'm thinking they may have given this to a child, and the child was carrying it around in his pocket because it had both pin backs on it. So it is completely intact. I just have to, before I make the video on it, I'm going to have to look it up and find out what it represents. But it looks army to me. And it was very loud. It was the second signal I got. The first one I never did find. I couldn't dig it up, or it was so tiny and that I couldn't locate it. But that signal about blew my ears out, and I didn't even have my headphones on. It was loud because it's brass. Well, that's what I always tell them, Paula. And I will switch doctors until I find ones that listen to me. Furry plants and coins. Well, I'll tell you, Furry, what you said about haven't been to the library because you've been playing in the dirt. I actually have used my library to help me play in the dirt because I am not from this area, and I do know that there was some Civil War activity. General Stoneman, Stoneman, brought his troops through here, and they actually went through one corner of my sister's farm. And subsequently, people in my sister's family became related to the Stonemans. But I went to the library to look at old books about that time period and see where the old schools were and where did the general's troops pass through and whose properties those would be on later, because I'm going to contact some of these places and see if I can get in to detect and play in their dirt. But since I don't know a lot about the history of the area, that library has been quite helpful. We don't really have a city hall per se. I live in the independent city of Galax, and because they declared themselves an independent city, some of their stuff is in the county place, and some of their records are in the little city hall, and then some, like the plat map books and stuff, are in our local library. So I go down there once in a while and look for like old history books of this area. They have map books, plat maps. That's how I discovered how old this one park I go to really is, because I was able to find it on like 1901 maps. The entrance to it was in a different location then, and so that was helpful to know that where you go into the park now is not where you went into the park back in 1901. So those two streets over there that nobody would really think about looking on are actually where you would have come into the park. And if, of course, if they were charging for an event, that's where you would have been standing at the little booth or table to pay your money. So that has given me other places to look. But see, I haven't been able to go because I was sick. So I was going to the library and doing the research so that now I am well, I can go to these places thanks to my local library because I can read. Because I actually read. So, but yeah, the lady saying, telling the guy throw the books away because we don't read here. Oh my gosh. And I don't want to sound nasty, and I feel very badly for this lady's family, but she was one of the people who did not believe COVID was real, and she ended up dying from it. And maybe if she had read, she would still be with us today. But just tell somebody throw away the books because we don't read. Wow. But yeah, people find it offensive that I have a sticker that says read. I just don't know. I get confused by people that don't believe in education. Education is kind of the key to everything here. I used to have a relative that said, what you don't know can't hurt you. Oh, yeah, it can, honey. What you don't know can be the biggest hurt in your whole life. So, I read. I'm proud that I read. And we wouldn't be here right now if nobody could read. Oh, well. On to another topic of Susie's Soapbox. I should start a whole new show called Susie's Soapbox, where I could go and make a whole bunch of people mad at me every single day. Ooh, shoo, ick. Ooh, ick. Ooh, ick. 1992. Let's see if we got a close AM on the 1992. Rivendell, wow, I haven't seen you for a long time. How are you? Nope, no close AM on that one. We're just hanging out here, going through the last 9 rolls of a box. So I can send all this stuff back into circulatory bliss tomorrow. Try and get something else to play with. I wish I had enough money to get a quarter box, but afraid I don't. But I will go by the car wash. Too many people twist things, so sometimes it's hard to know who's telling the truth and what to do about that truth when you get it. Yeah, that is true. But there are some things that are just pretty much based in fact that, you know, and I had to ask this lady at a later point. I did ask her this question: if you do not read, how can you come down here during the week? We were looking for a white AM here. How can you come down here during the week with your Bible and have Bible study? Are you not reading from the Bible? She didn't have an answer for that one. Rivendell. Not a whole lot of super duper things, but we did find this little baby as an ender the other night on one of the rolls. This popped out as a roll ender. And then we also found we found a few Wheaties, the oldest of which, I'm not sure where I have placed it. That's definitely not it. But there's a 1917 Wheatie that we found. But the best find so far has been the 1899 Indian head. That was right on the end of the roll. That was very exciting because this box has been a little disappointing. And just when you're starting to think, I don't want to do this anymore, something like that jumps out at you, and then you're right back in the hunt again. Yeah. Yep. Rivendell's a librarian. I almost became a librarian. I still know the decimal system by heart. I have no problem walking into a library and knowing what section I need to go to without bothering the librarians to ask them. Okay, let's see if we got a close AM. Oh, and we did find 2 wide AM 2000s. Neither one of the pennies is in very good shape, though, because they're crappy Zinkins. Nope, no wide there. No wide there. But yeah, that one lady, she was kind of the ringleader of them around here for a while. Now we've got another ringleader who doesn't even live here anymore. She lives in another complex owned by the same company. And she still comes over here and tries to run the activities and tell us what to do. And I'm like, you know what? Most of us are at least over 60. And we've managed to live our whole lives. Yeah, without having this one person tell us how to do things. I don't understand how people think they're entitled to do that. But I have a relative that likes to, she's a control freak. She likes to tell everybody, look, there's Mr. Lincoln on the back of a 2009er. Another one of those. Yeah, that Indian head was a great find. I was so happy because we were all kind of, getting to the point where there had been nothing in the box, and it was sort of like watching paint dry. And then I pulled a handful of rolls out, and there on the end of the roll was that. And I was so excited, I could hardly get the roll open. And there were only about maybe 5 people in the room when it happened. And that's why when I'm doing these, even if there's only 3 or 4 people in, the reason that I'm recording is in case something like that happens. Put that interesting 79 back under. Oh, the one that I wasn't sure about the mint mark on. Let's see if I can get it out of the tube. I think I put it in this tube so I can go back and look at it later. Yeah, this is it, I think. That one. I'm looking at that mint mark, because there's nothing indicated in the red book about a 79 as far as any unusual mint marks. The only thing that's designated in the red book is in regards to 79S. But yeah, there's the one you wanted me to put back under, Paula. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more of this roll. So I'm going to let you study that one for a minute, that mint mark, and move it just a hair so we can see some of the other text, which all looks pretty normal. And I'm going to flip my fan around. I really can't tell. That's the problem. Because I just had surgery on my eye last week, Yeah, the 9s are definitely open. Yes, they are. The 9s are definitely open. Turn my fan around. Little toasty in here today. My air handling system in this apartment does not work very well, and it runs my bill up. Yeah, the 9s are definitely open. There's not even a little. They are definitely open. Oh, that feels much better. Fan aimed a little more. Yeah, there's a lot of things about this date that just are odd to me. I'm gonna have to get on and research it a little bit more. That's why I put it aside. I have a tube that has maybe 4 or 5 that are just not matching up with the normal things you would be looking for on that particular year and mint. So yeah, I'm gonna set that one back in the tube for right now and study it some more with a jeweler's loupe and pull up other examples of that year and just take a look at it, and then I'll decide how to proceed with it. I'll probably photograph it and send some pictures to some people I know that know way more about pennies than I do. I just stopped on that one because it just didn't look correct. Or, well, not correct. There is no correct. But it did not look like the standard representative sample. There was fancy language for, I don't think it's right. All right, I went ahead and opened a new roll, but we've still got 5 or 6 from the previous roll to slide by here real quick. And then later I'm going to watch some people's channels, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to be rolling these other ones back up so they can get out of here and trade them in for something else to play with. I have not made my decision yet as to what we're going to get for tomorrow. The lady at the bank that thinks I made off with her $4.50 may not let me have any more boxes. So we'll just have to play by ear. I hate to change banks. I've used this same bank in several different states for over 25 years, and I have all these auto deposits and auto pay things all set up. And let's see if we got a DDO. I kind of doubt it, but they do exist in the 1995. That one's about as crisp as a saltine, so no DDOs there. But yeah, I don't really want to change banks, but by the same token, I don't want to be accused of some teller's $4 shortage. You know, I've never in all my years of having a bank account ever had a bank call me and say, my teller was short and she says it's because she gave you too much change, and would you bring our $4.50 back? I almost put $4.50 worth of pennies in a bag. Oh, Weedy! Sweetie Weedy! Sweetie Weedy! Kaboom, kaboom! 1939! 1939! Weedy badidi! Woohoo! Look at that one! What do you think? What do you think, folks? That looks pretty good? Looks okay to me. second opinion on this, though. Come on. I'm supposed to be getting a second opinion here. Dagnabbit. Where's that kid when you need him? There he is. Mikey likes it. It must be a good penny. Alright, let's get Mikey out there. Take a little closer look at our 1939 Wheatie. It's pretty slick, but it is a 39er. Somehow I have closed my comments. There's my comments. Well, no, my rolls weren't short. That's not what happened. What happened was I took a whole box of pennies back that were rolled. Well, not a whole box, but I took back a bunch of rolled pennies and a roll of quarters. And we processed those first, and she wrote down how much credit I had there. And then I got another roll of pennies, 5 rolls of nickels, 2 rolls of dimes, 2 rolls of quarters, and 2 rolls of $50, and 5 $2 bills. So I owed her a balance for those items. And I asked her, how much do I owe you? She told me, after she subtracted what I had already put towards the deposit, that I owed $59.50. I gave her 3 20s, and she gave me back 2 quarters. End of transaction. I get home, and several hours later, I get this call from the branch manager. When they were closing out the drawers, this young lady had come up $4.50 short. Now, I had reported this young lady for something, an error that she made in a transaction a while back. So I think this young lady doesn't like me very much. And so she told her boss that she gave me too much change. But I very specifically asked her, how much do I owe? She said $59.50. I give her $60. She gives me 2 quarters. And I even said, when she gave me the 2 quarters, I said, oh boy, look, I'm rich. I got 50 cents. So I think she was just trying to cover her little behind. And since she's not real fond of me, she told the lady that she gave me $4 too much. But I told the branch manager, go back and watch your security footage, because no, she did not give me $4.50. She gave me 50 cents. But just the idea that you would call somebody and ask them to bring back $4.50 because your teller was short. I've never heard of that practice before. When I worked in retail, if our drawer was short, that was our responsibility, not that of the customer, unless there was something in the security footage which showed the customer making a deliberate attempt to defraud, like writing a bad check or passing a counterfeit bill, or something like that. But first of all, I wouldn't have even been whining over $4.50, but I certainly would not single out one customer and say, oh, that's the one, I gave it to them. So I'm just not very happy with the bank right now. I felt like I was being accused of being a robber or something. Honey, if I'm going to steal money, it's not going to be $4.50. You know what I mean? Oh my God. And I just told the branch manager, I said, look, don't you think you really should be discussing this with your teller as to why this is the second time in 6 weeks that she's having a problem with the same customer. Uh, I don't know, but I just felt a little insulted. So it's going to be very awkward to go back down there to take these coins back, because I do have to go into the lobby to do that. After the last time, this young lady decided she didn't want me putting coins in through the commercial drive-through door. So now I have to go in the lobby. So, and we live in a very small town. So there's only like 3 tellers and 2 people that work, doing loans and stuff in the lobby, and one of them is the branch manager. Yeah, well, that was my attitude, Rivendell. If your teller comes up $4.50 short, A, have your teller replace it, or B, absorb the loss. Because you have pretty much no proof how she got $4.50 short. Her claim is that she gave me $4 too much. But where's the other 50 cents? And like I told the branch manager, I think you need to go watch your security footage and see what she hands me. So, but it's just going to be a little awkward going there tomorrow to return these coins. And we will find out if they apologize or if they refuse to give me any further coins, or what's going to happen. Since I have talked to the main office of the bank, if I were the branch manager, and I'm not, but if I were, I would just say, hey, I've been a customer for over 25 years, and I didn't do anything wrong, and I'm not going to, I'm not going to move my account over it, but you are going to have to treat me with respect, or I'm going to continue to call your main office, and somebody eventually is going to listen. I was talking to another lady I know that also banks there, and she was appalled at the very idea that someone would call you and say, we were $4.50 short and we'd like you to bring it back because one of our tellers says she gave you too much money. And at first I was very cooperative with the lady, but then when she wanted me to come down there and bring them $4.50, that's where I drew the line. I was like, no. When I worked in the grocery store, if we were short, it was on us. It was not on our customer, unless, like I said, we could show that they had deliberately perpetrated some type of fraud. I think this young lady, she is very young, and I think she gets easily distracted, and she does not count money back to people properly, and she gets herself in binds because she's not paying attention. She spends a lot of time looking down at her lap, and I think she has her cell phone in her lap and is texting or reading or playing a game or something, but I think she may have her cell phone in her lap. So anyway, I gotta take all this back to the bank tomorrow, and we will find out the next part of the saga. I mean, I have stayed with this bank, like I said, for over 25 years, and the whole time I lived in Michigan, this bank doesn't even do business in Michigan. But because I do pretty much everything online up there, it didn't matter. And I could drive over to the next state if I really needed to do business in a lobby setting. But in Michigan, I also had a second bank account at one of the local credit unions. I had a checking and savings there as well. And I still have the savings. I still have that account. I never got rid of it because I have a life insurance policy. Not a very big one, but it's enough to bury me. But I have it through that credit union. So but like I said, I've had an account with this particular bank. It was the manager that called me, Mikey. The manager is the problem. So that's why we live in a very small town. It's only 6,000 people. And there's only one branch of that bank anywhere around here. So yeah, the manager's the issue. So that forced me then to call their main offices. Okay, let's see if we have a close AM. Nope. Wide open spaces in there. So yeah, if it's the manager, the teller is the one that told the manager that she gave me too much change. Then the manager called me and wanted me to bring the $4.50 back. So it's both of them. The teller made the mistake, and then the manager made a mistake on trying to correct the mistake. Now, this branch manager has only been the branch manager for about 3 months. We had another lady that was there for a long time who retired. And so the current branch manager doesn't have a lot of experience. I just think she made a bad call. I don't think she knew how to handle the situation, and she blew it. That's not the right way to handle it. But no, the teller made the mistake with the money. And then when she got caught at the end of the day, when they were closing out her till, the manager then called me and expected me to make it correct, make it right. But it doesn't work. Well, that was what I said. I told the branch manager, you need to go check the cameras, because this is the second time when I've been returning coin boxes that she has gotten confused. And, there, maybe needs to be some better training or something there. But I did tell the branch manager, you need to go watch your cameras. And I didn't hear anything else back from them after that, because she said, well, I will. And I thought, you should have watched that before you ever made a call to me. That would have been the first thing I did if a teller said, oh, well, I gave somebody too much change and I know who it was. It was so-and-so and so-and-so, the lady with the penny box. Well, then I would have gone right to the security camera and before I made any phone calls or made any decision as to how to handle it, and looked at the camera to see what transpired. Yeah, she was playing cover your, and it backfired. And the primary reason it backfired is because I worked for a number of years in retail situations where I had a till. JJ stopping in, hit likes, got an auction in half an hour, have fun, enjoy the day. JJ out. Mikey has scrambled eggs and sausage, and Mark Thomas is in the house. So wonder what Mikey thinks about that. He likes it. Woohoo! He likes it. Get out of here. You little blapsky. So yeah, it's going to be interesting when I take all this back tomorrow. We'll have another chapter of the money. Like I said, we may not be able to get any more boxes from that bank. They can't handle it. Well, this is the same little gal that a couple of weeks ago did not know what circulated meant. She did not know what circulated coins versus uncirculated were. When her boss told her to get me a box of circulated pennies, she did not know what that was. And that tells me that she just has not been properly trained. She doesn't read. Let's look for a DDO. I'm pretty sure we don't have one, but nothing in there looks exciting. As the coin turns. Yep, it's rolling. Too funny. Yeah, I just had never had that. I've had a bank account since I was 11 years old. Back when I was in school, they encouraged us to start savings accounts. And one of the local banks had a promotion. All right, PD, have fun. Go dig some good stuff. Yeah, one of our local banks when I was a kid, they actually came to our school, and if you had a permission slip signed and 2 pennies, you could start an account, and they would deposit 10 cents into it. Into your little savings, and you got your little passbook. And so I had a bank account since I was 11. I never had anybody ever call me from the bank and say, our teller was short. Would you please bring us some money? Huh? No. I'm not mad. I'm just bewildered, I guess is a good word. It's a bewildering situation as to why you would think that was how to handle a shortage. We just don't know. And like I said, I think on both counts, it is just lack of proper training. The branch manager's only been in her position for 3 months. Oh, there's Paula. She's bailing on me too. Run, Paula, run. I'll catch you later. Tomorrow night at 6 Eastern will probably be the next live. Once I finish these pennies, I think I'm done until my regular show tomorrow. But I want to finish these last few rolls so I can roll everything up, take it all back where it came from. Yeah. And then I wish I had a bathtub. I wish this place had a sauna or a hot tub or something where I could get some heat into my joints, because boy, I overdid it out in the field yesterday. I'm feeling it now. And I took a pain pill. I'm a hurting for certain. But I had so much fun out there digging around in the dirt, looking for good stuff. Let's see if we can find a DDO here. I don't think we're gonna, but that looks pretty sanitary. I don't see any major double anythings there. Shield pennies. Ugh. Oh, you should see, yesterday I found a sliver of a zinc penny. It took a long time to find it too. And I ended up giving it to a little girl that was watching me. It was 60. Okay. This is a 60 large date. If it were the small date, the top of the 6 would be even with the top of the 9. So I have learned a few of these things. I'm going to set that aside because I want to make sure that I have that correct in my penny books, that I have both a small and a large. Oops, I just threw it. The zinc it into coppers. Yeah, I'm keeping all the coppers separate, and at the end we will weigh the copper hopper and see how much copper we got out of the box. I was trying to make sense of what Mikey was posting, but it's hard to make sense out of nonsense sometimes. Just kidding, Mikey. You know we love you. You know we love our Mikeys. Let's see if we got a wide AM happening. Oops, got an upside down happening. No wide AMs in there. Now I'm getting hiccups. I had Cocoa Puffs for breakfast, and yogurt, and tea. Interesting combination of things. Two more in this roll. That one's a shield. I'm not even looking at that. And this is 82. Watermelon. Oh, that sounds good. All right, I got 4 rolls left. Yeah. I don't know how many people I got in here. I only have 4 people. I'm going to go set up the night bot, see how long it takes people to go around and say, hey, Susie's doing a pop-up giveaway. Hey, she's going to give away something. I'm going to give away a $2 bill. We're going to play around with cats and dogs. We have not cats and dogs for a while. So everybody that's in the house needs to post something in the stream. And after I do another roll, we're going to play around the cats and dogs and give away a $2 bill. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I got to do today is I got to finish making my packages. So those can go to the post office, which is right around the corner from the bank. So everybody I owe packages to, even Mikey, will get their stuff soon. I'm even going to try to get Les Likes Coins packaged through. We've been trying for a year now to get him a prize that the customs folks over in Great Britain will allow him to have. So we got him a new package made up. I'm going to do something real quick and see how long this takes to. I'm going to go over and edit the description of this video and see. I got 14 likes, but only got 3 people watching. That's interesting. Okie dokie. Let's edit the description. I'm going to put 3 letters in this description and see how quickly things change. Just because I think it's funny. I like doing funny things like this. Like I just went in and changed the name of this video. Too funny. I do funny things. Alright, now let me get back where I was. Do that, and back to my pennies. Jack Joe is in the house. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny this morning. Florida Thunder digging with Rob did not understand my reference to cats and kittens, pups and pooches, and it all had to do with cats and dogs. And the cats and dogs. I'll get the bag out here in a few minutes. And sometimes Mikey gets over our heads, and I don't understand what he's trying to say. He knows way more about coins than I do. Pennies shouldn't be on boxes. I don't understand why you think that, Mikey. That's what's in the boxes. But yes, pennies are made in the United States. They are not made in Canada. Even Canadian pennies aren't made in Canada anymore because they don't have pennies anymore, except the ones that are already floating around in the wild. We found one of those the other night. I never used to save the Canadian pennies, but since they don't make them anymore, I decided I would. Get these shields out of here. This roll has a bunch of them. I don't even waste my time looking at them. I just don't. We were having that discussion out in the middle of the park yesterday because I kept digging these chewed up zincs, and almost all of the really chewed up ones were not only zincs, but they were shields. And it'd be like half of the thing was gone. And just an embarrassment. You know, I'm sorry, but there are ways to save money without embarrassing your country worldwide. These coins and euros are the two things I really don't like. I don't like euros because when they consolidated the coin usage among most of the European countries, it kind of stripped the individual identity of those countries, and I don't like that. Oh, Mikey. Oh. Well, let me see. While you are technically correct, Michael, I think you are getting a little bit nitpicky there. That's the best way I could put it. Stop picking the nit. Penny, 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 penny. So there. And if you notice in today's title, I did not call them pennies. I did call them cents. So there. So there, little boy. Oh, I'm getting tired of looking at them, truthfully. I will do the wrap up on them tomorrow. Oh, here's a 91. Let's see how many ears Mr. Lincoln has. I keep hoping for one of those doubled ear because I think that's a cool penny to have, and I don't have one. I would like to have one of those. I just think that's such a strange error to put two ears on the same side. Wide AM? Nope. No wide AM there. Ooh, that's a pretty nice looking 61D. Got some glimmer and glow on it. Nothing that I know of to search for, but it's a pretty penny. Oh, what's a good word? Oh, now I gotta think of something. Darn, Mikey's making me have to think. I hate it when that happens. When I have to think. See if we got a DDO. I don't think so. Nope. Sanitary. Sanitize for your protection. 94. Looks like somebody took a bite out of that one. Uh, 72B. I mean, there are other things I could be searching these for. These are just the most common things that are listed in the Red Book. But they're just touching along. Like I said, I thought I was going to be in recovery for a lot longer than it turned out that I was. You know, the doctor told me it could be up to 2 months, you know, where my eye was going to be swollen shut and all of this different scenario. So that's why I started getting the boxes. I figured, okay, I'm not going to be able to go anywhere. Yeah, I set it aside, Mikey, because it's in the tube with the other ones for me to look at a little bit closer later on. Because like I said, I'm not checking online for every single thing that each penny has. I was just looking for the more common things like DDOs and wide AMs. And of course the infamous 1990 or 1994 doubled ear, just because I really want to find one of those. I just do. I just want to find one just because it's such a funny looking coin. And I have to kind of wonder how that actually occurred without making the whole thing doubled. That's what makes it interesting, is that the whole image isn't doubled, just that one part of it. It's like Vincent van Gogh got in there and was halfway done with chopping his ear off or something. I just don't know why that happened. It's pretty funny. But it's also something that would jump right out at you if you rolled that coin up under the scope and two ears were staring at you on one side of somebody's head. It seems like it would be something you would pick up on pretty quick. Wonder who the first person that discovered that error was and what they thought about it. Well, we got 4 people. So when I get to the end of this roll, we're going to play that round of cats and dogs, and somebody's going to get a $2 bill. And you got some pretty good chances today with only 4 people in there. Oh, speaking of, one of those places that doesn't make pennies anymore. We got Queen Elizabeth on this Canadian penny. And there, we got a Canadian penny. That's the second one from the box. Let's get it rolled around here. 1 cent. 1986. There we go. So we got 2 Canadians out of this box. And we got 3 more rolls. And I got to find the cats and dogs bag, which I just had yesterday, so I don't understand why I can't see it now. Except that maybe I need to clean up my office area again. That is probably gonna. Here's the cats and dogs. Okay. I think everybody that's here knows how we play cats and dogs, but I'll give you a rundown on it in case you don't. I'm gonna try to stay off camera for this. I have my Albert Einstein hair and no teeth this morning. So, yeah, pretty scary. Oh, and a black eye too. And the black eye is almost gone now, though. It's almost gone. All right, so here's the sack, the world famous sack, in which we have cards featuring get me out of there. Let's see that. That's scary. We have DOGZ dogs. We have CATZ cats. We also have jokers and a crazy cat lady, also known as the old maid. Now, whoever's name I draw with the bot gets to choose cat or dog. If they are correct, they will win the $2 bill. If they are incorrect, we'll pull another name. Now, if you get on this one, if you get the joker, what we're going to do is give you another guess if you're wrong. And if you're right, we're going to throw a little coin in with your prize. If you get the crazy cat lady, I'm going to send you a completely different prize of undetermined origin. We will just have to decide what that is out of my giveaway box. I'm starting a new giveaway box. Jimmy heard giveaway during Rob's stream. I hope it doesn't happen here. Okay, let me pull up the bot-o-matic. There's green. Nightbot. Okay. Then I'll be able to step down and it's making my arm hurt. Oh man, my muscles are killing me. Oh no. It wiped out everybody on the list. So everybody's got to post again. I don't know why, but it took everybody off the Nightbot list. No idea why that happened. There, Jack goes back in the house. So if you're in, get in. Oops. Alright, let's do this. Make that screen a little bit bigger so you guys can all see. I've got it set for anybody that's posting in the last 15 minutes. Mods are included. Nobody is getting anything past regular luck. No channel members are getting any special privileges. And now we've only got 3 people in. We've got Mikey, Dawn, and Lucky James Eller. So I'll wait a minute, and one of you three is going to play cats and dogs. So, any bonus? Empty. 3 rolls left. And get me a drink. Because it says there's 4 people here, but there's only 3 on the list, so somebody hasn't posted. Ah, it's Mike the Greek. He just got on the list. Yeah, I found out yesterday I'm being boycotted by a certain group of people who think they are better than other people in the coin community. It's okay. They can think whatever they want. I don't play by anybody's rules. I don't let anybody tell me how to run my channel. But apparently they think I ask for money too often. But these are monetized channels that are getting, stickers with money, and they're getting paid by YouTube. And it's funny because I see people on that asking for money for things just about every day. So I don't get it. Nah, Dawn, I don't even know what you said or did, and I don't care, but I don't like the idea that somebody's going around saying they're better than anybody else in this coin community, because they're not. Nobody is better than anybody else in the community. All right, let's see who is going to get to pick cat or dog. Let's go over here. Oops. No, I don't want to leave the site. Leave me alone. Quit. There we go. All right. We got 4 people. Let me see. Who is it going to be? Mike the Greek. Cat or dog? Mike the Greek. Cat or dog? If you are correct, you will win a $2 bill. A nice, crispy $2 bill. He says dog. You get a $2 bill off the stack here. These are so crisp, they're stuck together. I got to be careful that I'm only sending one. Now, yeah, I will confess I did steal this idea of the $2 bills from Florida Thunder Digging with Rob, because they're easy to mail to people. They don't cost much. You just put them in with a regular stamp. All right, let's see what we got. Play this over here. Put my big old paw in the bag. See what we get. We got woof, woof, woof. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Give me some chicken. Congratulations, Mike the Greek. Be sure and send me your address, and I will send you $2. I want my $2. Anybody know what movie that was from? I want my $2. Well, funny movie. Now it would be considered to be terribly politically incorrect, but it was a fun movie. Indeed it was. Anybody tell me what movie that line, I want my $2, came from? Put this over here. Alright, and put this camera back where it belongs. There's the sticker board. I'm missing a lot of stickers. Put base coat back on. Come on, pen, whose is this? All right, that done. Back to our last rolls. Got 3 to go. Hopefully we'll find some groovy thing in here. Or something similar from South Park where they wanted their $18 back. That was actually kind of a play on the I want my $2. And the movie that I'm referring to came out in the 90s, I believe, and it was called Better Off Dead. And there's a recurring scene in Better Off Dead where the newspaper delivery boy keeps coming to these people's house and they owe him for their newspaper delivery. And they don't want to pay him because he's always like throwing the paper in the bushes and, you know, everywhere but where it's supposed to be, mud puddles or whatever. And this kid, the newspaper kid, chases this 17, 18-year-old boy around town on his bicycle all the time, screaming at him, I want my $2! Oh, there was another line in that movie that now would be considered terribly politically incorrect. Did I see your last message? Give it to Mikey. It's Sunday, and if I see Mikey in channels with giveaways, they go to him if I win. Okay, I will do that. I already have an envelope for Mikey, so that will be easy. That's very nice of you, Mike. So there you go, Mikey. You're getting a $2 bill. Courtesy of Mike the Great. I have some really nice people in my channel. Okay, I got it. Yeah. Yep, that's it. Alright, let's go. We got 3 more rolls to go. And then I want the rest of my Sunday to figure out how to dispose of all this. Yeah, I'm going to ask the same question today that I asked yesterday. I'm going to keep asking this question until somebody can answer it for me. Because I don't know the answer. In the Red Book, it lists that on the U.S. cent for 1990, there was a proof that did not have a mint mark on it, had no S. Now, how do you know if you have a 1990 proof if it doesn't have an S on it? That's my question. Because I don't know the answer. How would I know? If it doesn't have a mint mark, how would I know it's a proof? Especially if it's been out in circulation and it's all beat to crud. I mean, proofs aren't supposed to be, but that happens to them. People will break up proof sets and things get out in the wild. But how would you know it was a proof? Do all the other 1990s have a mint mark? I don't think so. So how would I know? All right, Mike. Thank you. I'm trying to be a good human. But the question then arises, by whose standards? My standards are different than other people's, I guess. So weird. People are strange. One stranger. Hopper in the hopper. Steal Coil in the sink. 1985. I don't think there's anything exciting about those, except there's Hopper and the Hoppers. Try to speed this up a little bit. I'm taking too long today. I'm sitting here blabbering. There's a lot of streams on today, and okay, this one looks a little suspect. It could just be my eyes, but somebody look at In God We Trust. Do some of those letters look a little double, particularly in we, the W and the E, and then the T on the end of trust? Looks. Liberty looks okay. I don't see anything odd there, but this lettering up at the top, it is not one that's supposed to have anything. It's a 61. It's not anything that's noted in the red book. That's why I'm studying on it, because it's not on the list for DVOs or anything, to my knowledge. Like I said, I am no expert. I have to have a cheat sheet. Phone's dinging. Oh, telling me about somebody's auction. But going back to the book here. I absolutely see nothing indicating that there were any DVOs in that year. Machine doubling, maybe. How would I know the difference? Oh, and look at the top of the N in in. Yeah, how do you tell the difference, Mikey, between a double die and a machine doubling? Here's a good question. Write me a 500-word essay on that one. Don't know, but it's a little suspect. So I think that's going to be another one to put in my tube to take a look at later. If I put it back under the scope in a week and it still looks unusual to me, then I'll be doing some more research on it. But see, I always ask, because my eyesight being slightly not right, sometimes I might be seeing something that others just don't see it. So I'll throw it up there and say, hey, does anybody else see, what are you seeing when you look at this? So, all right, we'll put that one in the to be continued tube and keep going. We'll visit them on a different stream. I have some quarters in a tube like that as well that I need to go back and check for different things. I need to pull the shields out of this roll. That's why it looks so bad. And we'll get him out of here eventually. Like I said, after I get done with this, I'm gonna watch some auctions and stuff. I can't bid right now. I'm still trying to get my bills caught up, but I still watch because I like to see what things are going for and what people are willing to get suckered out of their money for. Sometimes people grossly overpay on these online auctions, just because they get caught up in I want to win. And actually what they're paying is an inflated. Oh, I was supposed to send some stuff to one of the auctions today too, and I forgot. I'll have to do it for next weekend. I'm gonna be going back through my stuff and offering up some items that I either have duplicates of or just don't. It will look split, and some dates are over top, other letters, numbers, machine doubling. If you turn the coin the other direction, and if you still see it, then it's not machine doubling. The other direction. By the other direction, do you mean turning it from... I'm confused. I'll have to study on that some more. Oh, it gets complicated. Yeah, this one I can't even tell what it is. So yeah, we're gonna throw that in the zinc pot because I don't think the copper penny would have gone that bad. That is absolutely rancid. That is rancid. 82. It's taken me a long time today. I don't know why. Sometimes I can go through these pretty fast, but this is not one of those times. And I think it's because I'm just a little tired from yesterday. But it's all right. Like I said, I would run the stream even if there's no one in it, because it does help me keep a record of what I found and when. Okay, I'm looking for the wide AM. This would be a nice one to find it on too, because it's a nice coin, but not there. Turning the coin sideways or upside down. Okay. I'll have to remember that. Yeah, I guess that does give you a different perspective. So anyway, I'm going to be going through my coin collection over the next couple of weeks, and because I have things that I have won, and I've given some of them away, and some of them I just kept them, and I may have 2 or 3 of something, so I need to go through, and some of those I'm going to put in someone's auction, just because I don't have a lot of space. I mean, if I had the room, I would probably keep everything, but I just can't do that. So periodically, I go through my collection, and I gave a bunch away at Christmas, but I've got some expenses I need to take care of, and since I'm a bad person and actually have the audacity to ask people for help when I need it, I'm gonna have someone else who does an auction where they auction other people's things, because I don't want to have an auction. I don't want to deal with it. I will mail the stuff out, but I do not want to deal with having any more auctions. I tried to be honest and got slapped in the face for it, so I just won't do it anymore. But I do have some coins that I might want to part with. I don't know. I may not even have anything that I want to part with, but I need to go through them and look, because I got stuff sitting everywhere, and I messed up a couple weeks ago. I was going to sell some scrap gold jewelry, things that I found metal detecting, that are damaged, so they can't really be used as wearable jewelry. And I should have sold them when the gold was, the scrap price, the melt price was 1900 something. It was almost 2 grand. And I just didn't get around to it because of my surgery, and now it's dropped down to 18 something. So those items are worth considerably less than they were. So I'm gonna have to start watching a little better. I really didn't want to sell those items, but I need to because I am trying to get ready for my move, and I'm trying to fix my car, and I'm trying to pay my bills, all those different factors. But I'm mad at myself because I'm hoping that the gold will go back up and that I don't miss it. Yeah, now see, I'm not getting rid of that coin. I love that coin. That's an awesome piece. And I don't know if Dawn saw it or not, but this is a really cool. My scope isn't really set up to be able to get the full coin in here. But yeah, it's really cool. It's got a lot of scratches, but I think the scratches are more on the case. I don't think they're really on the coin. But yeah, this is really a nice piece. It is the 2-volume James Brown 007 high relief first day of issue. And I won that on Michael Kittle's channel. And that one I have no plans to get rid of. It is really cool. And I've given away a lot of silver rounds. I'm more on coins than I am silver stacking, but that one's cool. And I have a few other ones that I've kept because I just think they're really cool. A couple of them are music related. I do like music stuff. So and the other thing I got to do today is I got to go back through the rest of these $50 and check for things on them before I don't have any way to roll them. I don't have any rollers for them. So no wide there. All right, down to the last 2 rolls. All right. Yeah, that one, I don't believe the scratches are on the coin. They look to be on the case, but I'm not positive. I have to adjust my scope and really check it out. But or look through my jeweler's loop. That would be another option. But I think the scratches are just in the plastic case. Yeah. And you're right. Yeah, a lot of people think because the coin's in the slab, they don't need to take care of the slab. But and a lot of the things that I have given away that were slabbed were for that reason, because the cases were just trashed. And I probably got them in a giveaway that somebody else gave them away because the slabs were trashed. Now there is a product that I haven't really seen people talk about in the coin community, something I learned about years ago in the stock car racing community. It's a liquid that they use in NASCAR racing to clean the Lexan windshields, and it kind of buffs the scratches out while protecting the Lexan at the same time. It's not cheap, but we used to use it on our race car so that we didn't have to replace the windshields so often. And I'll have to check that out now. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get some of that product from one of my racing friends and try it on a couple of slabs that are already so bad that it can't hurt them, and just see what the results are. I think that would make an interesting video, and it might help some people do a little better job of preserving things. Like I said, it's not a cheap product by any means, but it doesn't take very much of it to do a slab, you know, versus doing a race car windshield. But yeah, I'm pretty sure those are all on the slab. Nope, no wide AM there. Yeah, that would make sense, Dawn. That would. I'll have to check his work out. Do you have a link for him that you can send me? 6040. Now look at the 6 on that one. The 6 is goopy. It's kind of odd looking. Other than that, it's just copper. In the hopper. Get these jumpers out of here. Yeah, this has not been the most exciting box in the world, but we did get the Indian head. We got 1917 Wheatie, got 39 Wheatie. I mean, we got some good coins. We just didn't get very many of them. Yeah, but sometimes the quality is better than the quantity. I would have hoped for a better specimen on that Indian head, but the fact that we got one at all, that was good. It was good. Maybe we'll hit one more Wheatie before we go. There's another 1960. Can't find this channel. Dawn's a girl. You silly thing. Yeah, I can make Dawn a mod, and I have no problem doing that, actually. Get over here into my other screen, though, because I can't do it from StreamYard. That's the biggest downfall of using StreamYard, is how it interacts with YouTube. In order to do things like changing someone to a mod, you actually have to flip over into a second screen running YouTube. And the other problem is it does not highlight in StreamYard who your mods or your members or anything like that. What in the heck have they done now? There. All right, Dawn. Now you can post a link to that gentleman's his silver pours. A cheeseburger silver pour. That would be a great video. Yeah. I want one with nothing but a big question mark on it. I want to order question mark pours. that we could sell for the band. I think that would be pretty cool. And actually, someone sent me some photographs the other day of Question Mark and the Mysterians from the 1980s. And Q is wearing this silver lame suit. And the image there, I thought, man, that would be cool. Put that on one side of a silver round, flip it over, and just have the big question mark on it. I bet our fans would buy them. I do. I bet they'd buy those. I'd buy one. Heck, I think that would be cool. Spray Can can do that. He might be able to help. Okay, yeah, I'll check with him. I like Spray Can. I haven't seen him for a while. He usually pops in over here periodically. Sends me all kinds of groovy little things in the mail. I love me some Spray Can. The other one I haven't seen for a while is Can. Spray Can and Can. I have not seen for a couple weeks. I don't know. I probably should check my notifications. YouTube has this funny way of shutting off notifications sometimes. And then all of a sudden I'll realize, hey, I haven't seen so-and-so for a while, you know. And I'll go and look at my notifications. Oh, yeah, that's true, Mikey. Yeah, I did not think about that. Now that it's not cold, he may well be back at work. I don't think about those things because I'm retired, but people do have to go work. Yep, they do. Check for the AM. Nope. No wide open spaces in that one. I got 1.5 rolls left, and I'm starting to get tired. Maybe I'll save the last roll. Save it for tomorrow night for the low-dough show. But I do need to roll them up, and I do need to do my tally, so I don't know. Da-da, 6, copy. She was you. Oh, I need a nap. God, I'm getting old, boy. I can't even make it 3-4 hours. I gotta have a nap. What the heck is that all about? Oh my goodness. I gotta finish a video I was working on. I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm trying to get caught up. I always wanted to see since I moved to Texas. It's the Haunted Power Mansion. Haunted Mansion Country House in Texas. Found it. Alright. There we go. We'll put that up there. Yeah, I'll have to go check him out. That's why I pinned it, put it up there, so I'll remember to do that. Yeah, there was one person I talked to about doing one a while back, but he wanted me to guarantee that at least 50 of them would be sold. And I'm like, why would you want to pour 50 of them? You know, that was my first thought, but I can't guarantee that anything past what I commit to buying would be sold. I certainly couldn't commit to a 50 round pour. So that idea just got parked on the wayside because I couldn't commit to that. That was way outside my budget and way more of a commitment that I wanted to make. We were looking at more like getting a dozen of them, and that would have been basically one for each person in the band, and then 2 or 3 that we could see if there was interest in people buying. But 50 was too many. Yeah, and I felt like the guy was just trying to make a bunch of money off me, and he really didn't understand what we were trying to do. So I never pursued it past that. All right, let's open this last roll. There's nothing exciting on the ends. Just dump her out here. Hope something good comes out. Oh, shoot. I just shot about 15 of them across the room. So we may never know if the elusive Indian head was in that roll or not. 4, 5. At least now I can bend down to pick them up. For a while I was restricted and could not do that. I found a few. Let me sweep tomorrow. We'll find some more. The poor lady that comes to help me, the nursing agency pays her. She probably thinks I'm nuts, except that I know that her husband also collects pennies, so. But yeah, she's always having to pick up pennies where I've shot them across the room. Okay, last roll. Yeah, now see that, Dawn, that would have been feasible for us, you know. Make 2 or 3, let us check them out, and then if the people in the band wanted them, we would have ordered one for everybody in the band. But to want us to do 50 on a first pour, no. I didn't think that was, yeah, I just didn't think that was something that we could do. And then later on, that person said some nasty things about me, asking for money and so forth. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm glad I did not do business with that person because I just didn't feel comfortable. Yeah, I'm looking for a close AM. And you're getting a big wide open space. That's no fun. Yeah. I don't know. Starting the 1st of May, there's going to be a lot of changes in my channel. I hope they will be good. One of them is that I'm going to try to not discuss my medical and personal problems in the stream anymore. I'm gonna maybe start a whole new place for that where I can rant and rave. But I'm gonna take the dragnet approach. Just the facts. Just the facts, lady, just the facts. And I'm also going to try to do more educational things, because this really did start out as a channel for beginners in both coins and detecting, and I think I want to get back to the roots of that. I'm not trying to compete with the big experts on coins. I'm not trying to run auctions. I'm not trying to do any of that stuff. That's just not what I do. And getting sidetracked off into some of that stuff has not been productive, in my opinion. Copper and silver, that might be cool. I hadn't really thought about designs incorporating both, but that might be kind of a neat approach. Yeah, we're about a third of the way into this last roll here. My the time I pick out the shields, there's not much left. Get them out of here. Not much. Alright, I got some of the shields out. Doggone it. I'm gonna put these back in the stack. These are the ones I picked up off the floor. Alright, what we got here? 93. Nothing to look at there. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. 81. At some point, I need to go through this box full of S pennies and check those for different things. Looking for a white AM, did not get it. Ooh, look at this Queen 65. Got a couple little scratches up there just below Lincoln's nose, but that's a pretty nice looking penny, actually. All things considered, pretty nice looking specimen. Look at that. We'll set that over here with the check and see if it looks better for my book. Glendale Coin Club will be changing a bit on Michael Kittle. He will not be allowing us to be in auctions because people don't want to show their face or top. We will be in the original place that they used to do the club before the pandemic. I understand that, Mikey. That doesn't mean Michael's auctions won't be open. That just means the club auctions won't be open, and he can't force people in the coin club to go online if they don't want to. But that doesn't mean that he cannot get things from their auctions and then bring them back and make them available to us. I'm a big fan of Michael because Michael has something a lot of these other channels don't have. He has ethics. I don't ever worry when I go and if I have money and I'm buying, I don't ever worry that I'm being taken advantage of by Michael. Some of the others, they're not necessarily trying to take advantage of anyone. They just don't always provide me with enough information to think that I want to purchase that item. I don't get enough info on the background of the coin or whatever. And I don't buy that often because I just can't. But when I do, I try to make sure I'm getting the real deal and the best deal that I can. Hi, Les. We're finishing up the very last roll from my penny box. We're almost done. And you can tell, what the heck? You can tell my voice is starting to fade. That's a pretty weak one in that 91. But the coin itself doesn't look that worn in that area. So maybe that one was just weak from the word go. This is also the one to check for the doubled ear. I'm not seeing a double ear, but that is a weak looking one. Yeah, the proxy thing. Yeah, I like the proxy thing too, because you can go and you can check his list of what he's going to be auctioning. And if you cannot be there, you still have a chance of getting the coin you want. You just go over and you arrange with him, I will bid up to $90, let's say, on that coin. I mean, that is a common professional auction function. Art auctions, all kinds of auctions have proxy bidding. You'll see, if you're watching an auction on TV, you'll see the guys on the phones in the background. Those are some of the proxy bidders. So I don't have any problem with that, but I think it's a little complicated for some people. They don't understand how it works, and they think that someone is getting an advantage. But, you know, because they want the auctions to be set up where only if you can be in the room can you be eligible. And, you know, from the buyer's point of view, I kind of understand that, but from the seller's point of view, if you're selling coins, you are there trying to make money, and you're not going to make money if you exclude half of your potential buyers. Yeah, Heritage Auctions does that, exactly. So again, I have no problem with that. The people that do have a problem with it, like I said, they kind of feel like they're losing the advantage of being in the room. But wait until they have a special event they have to go to and the coin they want is coming up, then all of a sudden they're going to appreciate the heritage or the proxy option being available. It's just something they're not familiar with, and I get why some of them are uncomfortable with it. 69D. There's nothing, I mean, it's a long done auction thing. It's just not something that YouTubers are necessarily familiar with. So, but like I said, I had no problem with it. Copper, I'm down to the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 777. Wait, that's crappy looking. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, I'll do the wrap up on this later. Look for my wide AM. Didn't get it. Yeah, because I am tired. I definitely overdid. I had so much fun yesterday, though. It had been a long time since I've been able to really just get out and do some detecting. And like I said, 2 of my detecting buddies were out there, so I wouldn't have stayed as long probably if yeah, if they hadn't been out there, I probably wouldn't have stayed as long and wore myself out. But it was a beautiful day, and I was having a good time. I just overdid it a tad, and I need to recoup. All right, that was the last one. It goes in the copper hopper, and we have finished the roll. The box. I will be doing a whole wrap up on this later, including how many pounds and ounces of copper we got and the coins that we set aside and how many Wheaties and Canadians. other assorted we got. We filled the copper hopper about almost halfway full this time. I'll have to plug the scale in to see how much that weighs. And this time I'm gonna, once I find out how much it weighs, I'm gonna calculate how much, if we could melt it, what would it be worth? Then of course, we all know the best thing in the box was the 1899 Indian head. Without a doubt, that was the find. But we will look at some other finds in the wrap-up. Right now, I'm going to wrap me up some lunch and a nap. And then I'm going to start wrapping up all these pennies. So I thank everybody that popped in. Congratulations to Archaeology Mikey, who got the $2 bill by way of the win in cats versus dogs from Mike the Greek, who said, give it over. Oh, winner! Hi! Well, my doctor just cleared me on Thursday to go out. So I haven't been able to, because of all of this whoop-de-doo with my eye. And last week I had that brain biopsy on the tissue behind my eye. And so I wasn't anticipating being released to go out for a while. But he did a thorough exam and told me I was A-okay to go out there. So you know me, I've been chomping at the bit to get out. So out I went. But yeah, I did kind of overdo it a little. Even though we did two parts of the same park, and I took like almost a 45-minute break between the two. Actually, I think Mama T's Coins has their auction going right now, Mikey. We might want to go look and see what they've got. But yeah, I took a big break, but I still ended up overdoing it because the kind of things I was finding in one kind of the park changed when we got to the other side of the park. I was finding more junk up in the top lot and just pennies. And then when we got down into the other part, I was finding different things. I started digging a lot of different stuff. Dawn, according to the doctor, things are just going to be trickling in as far as the biopsy results. They have submitted probably 15 different samples for 15 different things by way of the pathologist. And then we just have to wait for those to come back from the labs. And some of them come back fairly quick, and some of them are a little more complex testing. So he said they could be trickling in for the next 2 months. What we are hoping will happen is that they will hit on the right one fairly quick in the process. But at this point, we have eliminated 3 things we know it is not. And that's where we are right now. So every week I will be calling and finding out if any new things have come in, unless the correct one comes in which case he said he would call me personally. So it's just going to be spread out over the next couple of months as all of these different things, because they're testing me for anything they can think of that might possibly be causing this, because they have no idea. So that's where that's at. I'm going to take my little Indian head penny and go work on some other things like lunch. So Let me go over on YouTube, see if I see anybody to raid, because I have a different list than Mikey does of people that I follow. Scooby-Doo. Let me see. It's taking forever to load. Alright, let's see. Coin Crew is on. Mama T's Coins auction is on. And that's, you're right, Mikey, there's not a whole lot. I love the Coin Crew, I do, but my problem with their auction is that you have to be a member of their channel, and even though it doesn't cost very much, I can't afford to be a member. So I go over and watch. I do. I go every week and watch for a little while because I like seeing what they have up available, and I like to see what the prices are and the quality of the coins. So basically there's not a whole lot going right now. I don't see any detecting stuff of any of the people that I normally watch doing any live streams, but on the coin side there's Mama T's Coins or the Coin Crew. So those are one. Yeah, I don't understand it either, Warner, but you know, if that's what I gotta do, at least they're working on it. It's more than I was getting before. All right, goodbye, everybody. We'll see y'all later. Have a great day. Much love to everybody. Bye.